She's got that everything about Mary. What's that show? What was it? The thing about everything about Mary.
Something about Mary.
Something about Mary. Was that one? What was
So what you saying? Holding her hair up?
it?
Oh yeah, that's how we start that shit.
Could be, could be not. Who's to say?
Shit, she's not even saying she know.
Nah, I'm not gonna tell you it ain't.
Yeah, fire and brimstone, the anointing. Yo, straight up and down. Black music. Yo, the black ACG's on Louis Vuitton. Yo, I'm feeling quite right tonight, y'all. Big Capadon, still low in the cut. The gold fronts on, chilling out. Ladies loving me. My stock's bugging me out. I'm on the paper chase. Stay fly, Henny the waist. Pistol on the waist. I ain't trying to catch another case. Up on the tour bus, Theodore unit. Entrepreneur status, the big baddest. Family matters. We blowing, listening to Gladys. Soul babies with the 18 karat salad gold rings. Smash BB Kings, annihilate clubs out of state. Cappuccino the great, my nigga Ghostface, we stay laced. Brother letters with the rugby hats, we where the thugs be at. Clubs react, niggas wanna be us. We G'd up, back on the block, read up. Chicks talking, wild niggas hawking. Tell your story, walking, take caution. I got the flow sick, put dough on.
Welcome to another edition, man, the Never Scared Podcast, man. We're back again with another show. We're just going to dive right into it, man. We coming back here to talk to you guys today about the Kwame Brown situation that's going on across the country, man. You know, we're going to ask y'all some questions, you know what I'm saying? We're going to debate this topic. Was Kwame right? Was he wrong? You know what I'm saying? Was this long overdue? Did he put people in their places? Should more people come out speak about this type of things? Let's not waste any time, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. Look, man, I am joined today by the co-host in here, man. Christian is up there, man. We got the beautiful first lady of the show, Precious, in here again, and the man, Say Cool, the mayor down there, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, without that further ado, man, right now, before we even get started, hit the like buttons at the bottom, man. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the share button so people know about the show, and we can continue to grow, man. We got a lot of heat for y'all in the future. Without further ado, man, biggest thing right now going on is this Kwame Brown situation, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to open up the floor right away to anybody who wants to start with this. Let's just go ahead and get it.
Who's on it? Who's on it? Who's on it? Anybody on?
Who else is taking?
Who on it? Who on it?
I can go now.
Chris got it.
Problem. All right. So my take on the Kwame Brown situation is that I fucks with Kwame like the long way. Honestly, before this, I never really, you know what I'm saying, paid Kwame attention, you know what I mean? But I was victim to the narrative that everyone was saying he's a bust, he's a bum. And so perceptionally, in my mind, he was a bust, he was a bum. Until I heard this brother speak. Until
why did you go with the status quo?
Say it again.
Why did you go with the status quo?
Why did I?
Yo, you come off as a guy who does his homework before he starts.
I mean, because we have been conditioned to accept the term of bum. He actually has changed the narrative of how we're gonna call professional athletes. For one, the guy came into the league at 18 years old, and he came to the Wizards, fucking with Jordan. Grown men can't even fuck with Jordan. Jordan is intimidating for grown ass men, not alone an 18-year-old. He came into the wrong situation. Not alone, when we think about a bust or a bum, we always have high expectations for a number one pick. We do. But after listening to this brother, after, you know, following the game a little bit more, because, you know, oftentimes we say we watch basketball, we say we know the game, but we don't really know the game. That's why there's oftentimes like we see as fans, we'll say, why did they pick that person? Or why did they do that? Because they got money invested. They did research. They did all their homework on these individuals. So that's why they put their money into these individuals. So I kind of employ Kwame because it took him now, wait, he's 30, 39, he's like 39 years old. So he's been out the league like 20 years. So for the like 20 years, he's had to hear he's a bum, he's a bust. And so I started doing a little research on his thing. So his numbers equated to him should have been getting the same contracts as Titus Thomas and what's the big dude that got the Chandler, Tyson Chandler. He didn't get those because as a commentator, think about it. Stephen A, you got all the commentators. He's a bust. He's a bum. He's this, that, and the third. So that if they're pushing that narrative amongst us, because we're the ones that watch sports, we're the ones that, you know, even if we watch the game, even though we watch the game, we still listen to what commentators say. And if everyone's saying it, that's like, you know, we can't get away from, you know, the media. Like if everyone's saying certain stuff, that's like having a billboard on if you keep seeing it, it's just it's psychological. So us hearing that he's a bum, even fans, no owner is going to give him the money that he rightfully deserves, even if his numbers equated to that. So I can see how he could be upset with a lot of commentators, especially brothers who talking about brothers and not even knowing how you're taking money out of brothers' pocket. You're talking about brothers like you're saying, well, he's a bum and he's a bust. But bro, you ain't never played this game. How this brother can be a bum or a bust and he's a number one pick? Nigga, ain't nobody in Charleston can beat that nigga. So how he a bum? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It'd be like, ain't nobody in your city can beat that nigga, but he can't be a bum. He stayed in the league 12, 13 years. The nigga made up to 60 million. He retired everybody in his family, I don't know too many motherfuckers in the NBA that can even say they did shit like that even have structure like that. And so listening to him, I have the utmost respect for this brother. I got utmost respect for the people that have apologized. Even Charlemagne apologized. I think Stack apologized. I respect them for apologizing. Whatever they've done in their past, but at least apologize. Whatever their motive is to say, okay, they're trying to save their own fan base, they're trying to save their own. At least you saw them apologizing to a black man. We've already saw them tear down a black man. At least we get to see them apart, whether it's genuine, whether no matter whatever it is. At least you can say, okay, my man did apologize. I mean, what would we rather them do? Like, nah, well, fuck it. Let's just keep it hardcore. No, at least we got to come to some type of common ground. But I think a lot of this shit has opened the door for a lot of these black commentators, man, with all this fuckery, man. Like, you got motherfuckers that's gonna stop that shit, because Jalen Rose always been about, you know, he advocating for the black athlete and just like trying to prioritize and actually categorize how we look at these athletes. And when we say certain things about these athletes, we say them on a level that's higher than what most people can understand. Because if we're saying this nigga's a bum, little kids are gonna think he's a bum, but the nigga's playing at the top level of any sport, you know what I'm saying? So he can't be a bum at all, like not a bust, nothing. He can't be. The nigga that didn't graduate high school, that nigga's a bum. He's a bust. The valedictorian that's on crack, he's a bust. Those are the motherfuckers that you expect them to do major shit in the community or major shit in life. They're the bust. This nigga did shit. He didn't do what we thought, or certain people thought he should have did, but he did make an impact. So with Steven Jackson, I don't even know if he still got. I don't know why he still got this beef with Matt Barnes. I mean, at some point the beef gonna have to end up being squashed. Either Matt Barnes got to apologize, like some niggas gonna have to be like, yo, we've been doing some fuckery to these athletes, and just be straight up. Stephen A. Smith, he need to straight up apologize. In my opinion, Stephen A. Smith is on some fuckery. I've never liked that nigga.
His ego, he's never apologized.
I never liked that nigga. Well, if he don't apologize,
he allow him to apologize.
Hey, Kwame platform right now can fuck around and get Stephen A. Smith fired.
It's not.
Okay. All right, you sit right there. You sit right there. Mm-hmm. The way white people fucking with black people right now, if the narrative is pushed, that's why Charlemagne had because they went into your personal life. Motherfuckers start going in your personal life. If motherfucker Stephen A. Smith do not clear this shit up, I can guarantee you're gonna get backlash behind this shit.
How does he clear it up?
I mean, he gonna have to say something. He got to say, hey, I've been Just like Charlotte, I've been doing some dumbass shit. Like he could come out and be like, "Yo, I've been doing dumbass shit. I've been saying some shit against black athletes when I shouldn't have."
So
I mean,
honestly, I mean, you said it. I don't agree with what you said with that. I don't. The Charlemagne apology is bullshit.
It is.
It's bullshit. Like you shouldn't have brought it. You shouldn't have came. He came with that bullshit because Matt Barnes and fucking and Steve, they with the joint that he rock with the podcast and all the shit that he do. So he shouldn't. He came like helping them out and fucked himself. He had nothing to do with the shit. He should shut the fuck up.
I agree with that. I agree with that. So he's
but that apology was bullshit.
so
The
okay. So he
apology
don't. What if he don't apologize? Then what?
it doesn't matter right now. He shouldn't have did it. He came with your fucking family, dog.
We get that. We get that.
Okay, so your apologies is fucking dead.
So
Your
what?
apology
So
is dead.
well, okay. So what I'm saying is say cool. What I'm saying is say cool.
Nothing.
We cool that cool. But what I'm saying is, if he doesn't say anything, then what? Is this?
Him apologizing is to help himself. Him apologizing.
I agree with that.
So
I
it doesn't
agree with
matter.
that.
It's not meant. It's not real. I don't want no fake ass apology ever. That shit was not meant for him.
I think what he's saying is
that apology was to help his fucking self. Right now, all the storm that's coming at his ass because of that fucking shit that happened in 2001, he ain't want that shit. He ain't want that smoke. All that shit's coming to fuck back on his ass. That's why he apologized. He apologized to that girl. He didn't apologize to Kwame.
I agree. But my thing is, what? Just don't apologize. Of course, he's supposed.
So
he did some fuckery.
He did some fuckery.
I think what Sekou is trying to say, and I agree with it as well, is that first of all, Charlamagne been out of pocket for a lot of years. He got a lot of people he got to apologize to. Kwame shouldn't be the only one. Charlamagne has fucked over a lot of black people, bro. It really, so that apology is bullshit, because unless he gonna apologize to all of them, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. The thing is, he should have never fucking said it. And now him apologizing is making the shit worse, because we know it's not genuine. He should just leave it the fucking alone, bro. Take this L. What's happening to Charlamagne right now is called karma. Some shit he's always done to people is happening to him now. He can't take it. He can't fucking take it. And
what I'm saying, what do you mean he can't? What I'm saying is, what do you mean he can't take it? What is he? What is he supposed to do? Sit back and what is he supposed to do? Like, I mean, what is he supposed to do? Like,
fucking do it. You shouldn't do it.
We did that.
You gotta think. He's too fucking educated to fucking do stupid ass shit like that. That nigga would sit there and talk to the smartest motherfuckers in the universe on his show and sound smart as fuck, and then turn around and do some dumbass shit like that. You don't get a pass for that.
I get that. So let me ask you a question. Okay, cool. So what do we do? Shoot him in the head? What I'm saying is what's this? No, what I'm saying, what's the solution? So
whatever come.
He got to sit there.
But that fucking apology means nothing.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, how can a black man redeem himself? And I don't want to make this show about this. What I'm saying is,
how many black people you fucking took down to get to this fucking point.
All right. We need to know. We need to do a whole separate show on Charlamagne, because I don't like. We need to do a whole other show on Charlamagne. It's obvious we got to do a show on Charlamagne. I'm down with that. I'm down. I fuck with Charlamagne. I do fuck with Charlamagne. I mean, I don't fuck with everything he say, but I fuck with Charlamagne. I know Charlamagne, but I mean, I don't agree with the shit he said. And
too fucking smart to do this shit. That nigga's from the school of Wendy Williams and school of fuckery. That's why he do this dumbass shit he does. But he'll sit there and talk. He'll talk to the most smart and the most intelligent fucking people in the universe, and they'll sit there and side him with him because he knows his shit. He will turn around and be the most dumbest, ignorant ass motherfucker just to get fucking likes. That's that bullshit. And that's what the fuck he did, thinking he was gonna come off on this shit. And then when he got fucking checked, now he wanna come back and apologize? Fuck that nigga, yo.
All right, so look, I want to go ahead and move on. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna start off with the Stephen A. Smith situation, bro.
Nah, we still Kwame. This shit is Kwame. Ain't everybody address Kwame. And Precious ain't even saying about Kwame. We talking about Kwame.
I was trying to address Kwame, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, I couldn't get it in, and y'all pretty much said everything that I wanted to hear.
Precious is still here.
No.
But you was about to change the whole agenda. Let her talk about Kwame.
She can come back to him. You know what I'm saying?
Listening.
Fuck, I mean, I don't want to spend my whole time talking about no fucking Charlamagne the guy.
I said Kwame. Kwame. Kwame.
I'm talking about Kwame in terms of Stephen A. Smith. Just hold tight. I got you. Stephen A. Smith has been out of fucking pocket since he joined ESPN, bro. You know what I'm saying? He is the definition of a fucking black dude, a coon on TV. He don't do shit to upraise, to uphold black people, whatever. A lot of people think all this shit.
A
lot of people thought this shit was started by Stephen A. Smith because he came out. This dude was 19 years old. He was calling him a bum from the very beginning. Really, this shit started with Michael Jordan. But because people are so fucking afraid to put anything or say Michael Jordan's name in the media, they feel like it's career suicide. Michael Jordan taunted from other players that talked about him, taunted that dude, told him he sucked every day in practice. You ain't gonna be shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Instead of uplifting that kid. See, everybody keep on giving Michael Jordan his pass like he's just passionate and that's just how he is. That's how he won the 6 rings or whatever. No, man, he's a ruthless fucking tyrant. He is. A lot of the players, even in the shit they did on ESPN, said, look, bro, as far as basketball, yeah, as a person, I want to kill this motherfucker. They talked about Jordan's attitude, bro, you know what I'm saying, with black people. The fact that he didn't stand out for fucking, with the whole Jesse Helms shit in North Carolina, when we was all in college at the time, you know what I'm saying, how he wouldn't take a side and all of that shit. So, fuck Jordan. I'm saying with him, people got to start speaking up against this dude to stop giving him a fucking pass, bro. Especially when he don't fuck with us like that anyway. Yeah, he's giving money or whatever, some donations to some shit that, things we don't know about, but it doesn't replace all the bullshit that he's done. But in terms of Stephen A. Smith, man, I've been telling this story for over fucking 10, 15 years, man. And you know what you always hear about Stephen A. Smith? Oh, man, he's a good guy, man. You're giving Stephen A. a hard time. I saw this cool shit, and this nigga when Skip Bayless was on there with him. You feel me? Stephen A. right now at ESPN is the face of ESPN. Believe it or not. He's not going to apologize. I'm telling you he's not.
So let me...
Now, if it was a white person, ESPN would make him apologize. You know what I'm saying?
Kwame don't mean shit right now.
Yeah, the shit he said about women, they got his ass fired for a week. He apologized and they made him do it. But he's constantly told us on TV that I'm not apologizing to black people. You remember Terrell Owens came on the show and said, Max is blacker than you, Stephen A. He can't take it. It angers him more when black people call him out. And they've done it a lot of times over the years. But see, Stephen A. feels like I got a mic, I got a TV show, I'm always going to get the last word. You know what I'm saying? And ESPN lets him do that.
He doesn't use his platform well. I will admit that. I mean, he's the banter and the back and forth between him and Skip Bayless. I mean, it's nothing like it on a Friday, Saturday morning, whatever, what have you. Like, okay, great. I listen to it all day. But he doesn't use his platform well. And I feel like Kwame is the perfect antidote for this situation because he is no longer in the league and he has a voice. And so he's doing like he's basically giving
the ass.
Always receive.
He gives 0 fucks.
Not a one.
He's
and
coming. He's coming for everyone. You come for him, he coming for you. Everybody. I'm scared to talk about that nigga name. He coming for everybody. It won't matter. He's coming for you.
He just ain't running to the right one. Now I'm gonna tell you, it's been some ones on there. Like when Richard Sherman was on there, Richard Sherman was giving him and Skip Bayless the fucking smoke. When Jalen first started on there, he was giving him and Skip the smoke. But then they was trying to make Jalen out to be the bad guy. Which we're gonna come back to Jalen Rose and his heraldship because we're gonna get on his wife in this matter too. How she fuck around with black players' careers up there on First Take with Skip Bayless. Yeah, Max might be the blackest person on the show to not have any melanin at all. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll come back to that Jalen Rose shit, but if Jalen Rose is truly the guy he says that he is, he didn't get his woman under control, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because Molly Karam don't give a shit about black athletes either. She's been out of pocket for a minute. Y'all can go on YouTube, type her name in, and go like Molly Karam gets owned or argued with. They constantly telling her to shut the fuck up, bro. You know what I'm saying? If a black dude whispers at somebody, she trying to get him banned from sports and blah, blah. Man, she was the one that with Deshaun Watson, right? She didn't know shit about the case, and she was saying the NFL should fire her. You know what I'm saying? And she was catching heat from that shit. But Stephen A., he picks and chooses when he wants to stand up for Black America. That's why he can miss me with that shit. Say cool when he comes on and he's like, I'm a black man. And then the damn thing y'all can tell me about being man, act like one. Act like one.
I said the most embarrassing shit.
ESPN's toy.
The most embarrassing shit is that nigga's an HBCU fucking representative.
And he never hardly ever talks about HBCUs.
Horrible.
Well, I mean, he did do the interview with Lavelle Moton, and I thought that was
okay.
I thought that was
some other people made that shit
which is more Chris Paul than anything.
That was Chris Paul.
That's Chris Paul shit.
But I thought it was honorable. I mean, you know.
I mean, I look at it as Chris Paul. I don't even look.
Fuck Stephen A.
Thanks,
Smith.
Chris. Thanks, Chris Paul.
Stephen Gay Smith. Fuck him.
He's been. I mean, like when I found out that nigga was from Queens, and then the HBCU, like I was so hurt. I'm like, damn, I'm all fucked up. This corny ass nigga.
That nigga. Yo, the nigga.
Nobody in Queens claimed that.
Somebody. The rumor. Somebody need to Google it real quick. I think Stephen A. Smith didn't he get the coach fired? Big House. I heard he got Big House Games fired.
No, he ain't got that kind of.
Bruh, I'm the fuck out of here, man.
What, that Winston?
Yeah, man.
What you talking about?
Yeah, man.
If he has something to do with that, I haven't heard either.
He got a coach. He got a coach fired. Stephen A. Smith. I need to Google this shit because I heard about that shit.
I said, that nigga he all about himself. I mean,
he's all about his own self-interest. Except for when somebody at ESPN white that's behind the scenes says, "Look, you can't do that. You can do this." Look, they pretty much told Stephen A., you can dog all the black people you want. You better take that shit easy with white people. You better shut that shit down.
Basically. I say basically. His name is basically.
You better watch your mouth when it comes to us.
Yeah. That's facts.
You know. So look, man, there's another guy that's getting similar to him who tried to cut the shit off. He tried to meet it at the head, but Kwame still went at him regardless, because Kwame was like, look, I appreciate you trying to stick up for me, but I've heard you before. The other dude, man, that's right behind Stephen A. Smith is fucking Shannon Sharp, man.
Oh yeah,
Shannon tried.
Shannon Sharp
drugged through the mud right now.
Shannon be wild.
Don't let Shannon Sharp fool y'all, make y'all think he pro-black. Look, man.
I ain't never.
Shannon Sharp sits across the biggest dickhead in sports.
I ain't gonna lie. Being a Raiders fan, I hate that nigga. I hated him anyway. So it didn't take much for me not to like him.
He sits across from the biggest dickhead in sports and allows Skip to talk cash shit about black athletes. LeBron James mostly. He got to find one of our most successful athletes to fuck with Skip Bayless has gotten rich off LeBron's name, bro.
He called that nigga dead walk. What's he call it? He's on the Walking Dead, yo.
Shannon likes to get on TV and tell Antonio Brown and other black guys what they need to do and don't do this, and y'all shaming and blah. But you let Skip Bayless say whatever the fuck he want to say about. Man, Shannon just sounds like a coon on that show now. Yeah, Skip. Yeah, Skip, man. Yeah, Skip. Oh, Skip. You know, Skip. Come on, Skip. You know, man, that shit is. That shit is annoying, bro.
You know what's the worst? What's the worst part? What does he do to make himself black?
Black and mild.
And what else?
Yeah.
Hennessy.
Damn,
Hennessy shit.
That's what that nigga.
Black and mild Hennessy. This nigga, like
the blackest shit up. That nigga get to pull out a black and mild and a motherfucker had it all day, every day.
Like really, bro? Like that's what you're doing right now?
He ain't fucking with that shit. It's just for show, bro.
Oh,
I think he's taunting black people more than he don't drink that shit.
No, either which way, but
you know Shannon like to show off. He'll go out there and pull out $1,000 bottle of fucking liquor or whatever. Like, this is what I really drink. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it's like this. How genuine do you expect black people to think you to be when you're sitting around across from a dude who loves to talk shit about black athletes each and every day, and you say nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? Man, have y'all ever seen a show when Skip just yells at this nigga? It's my turn.
Yes, actually, and like, so let me.
He pretty much telling this nigga to shut the fuck up. He reminds him every day is his show and not his.
Let me play a little bit of an advocate, right? Or devil's advocate. Excuse me. What if he feels like he's in the like he has a job to do too, right? He has a job to do, right? At the end of the day, we all have a job to do. We all get up every day. We go to our job. We don't tell our boss, you know what? Fuck you. We're not doing that today. Fuck you. You do it. Like, so, and I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that that's okay, how he just kind of continuously throws other black athletes under the bus. I feel like there's a different way. He could absolutely go about it differently. Like, I feel like him and Stephenasmith, like they sip from the same Kool-Aid for whatever reasons. But what do you do? Like Chris said, like, what do you do? Like, you don't shoot him in the head and be like, yo, fuck that nigga. He was on TV embarrassing black people. Like, what do you do? Like, how do you correct that? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, guess what? Don't none of us sign his paycheck, and he still got bills to pay, and he still got kids to feed.
Mm-hmm.
But how much do they think? How much do they think about the people they screw over when it comes to those?
Right. But what do we do? But what do we do? But what do we do? All that still, what do we do?
So this come back to the Kwame situation, bro. Kwame has started a movement that hopefully many will follow and go, bro, we no longer have to stand for the bullshit. If they gonna get at us, then we need to do some research about them and get in their business. That's why the fuck Charlamagne's struggling right now, because he talked shit about a dude that's from the same place he's from, and this guy got in his business and found out about his family shit and put it out there.
And I honestly believe a little bit of the apology probably came from that same vein. It came from, you know what?
A little bit.
It came from the same vein. Like, you know what? This dude could probably destroy my entire shit. Right. He probably knows something about my life or my family or my background that I would not want other people to know. Let me jump out here and get this apology. I don't know necessarily that somebody
did he accept Charlamagne's apology?
Fuck no.
Absolutely not.
Oh no. What did he say?
He absolutely. Can we get that? Can we get the reference? Can you run that?
Hey, can you put that up?
Yo, run that.
Run that.
Run that.
You got YouTube. Run it.
Run that.
It's on YouTube, bro. Run it.
Hilarious. He brought that shit up, and he was like, yeah. And he basically, well, hold on, let me see if I can pull this. He was like, yo, fuck that shit. Like, he wasn't hearing none of that shit. He was like, he was.
I can find it.
It sounded very professional. Everything he's sitting there, he had the fresh hat on,
the
tie and everything.
If you share it to my video, I can put it. If you share it to my email, I'll pull it up.
All right.
But listen, so look, man, Kwame has started some shit now that we've always known, bro. The shit that you say about people, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're trying to get some laughs, some jokes, or whatever, some of these people don't forget, man. Now, I don't know what the fuck Matt Barnes and whatever they said that just made him snap this time, but evidently this time Kwame was just not fucking with it anymore, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I think honestly, with the way he's talking, it really had more to do with the fact that right now he's at the age that he's been dealing with that shit forever.
Right.
Now he has his kids that they're of age and they're listening to this stuff and they're watching these things and people talking about their father. He's like, he got his little girl in school coming back, yo, what's a bus? Like, they talking about you a bus. You know what I'm saying? He got a 16-year-old that just found out, and that's what the Charlamagne thing. The 16-year-old that just found out about this, what his grandfather was, and the uncle that Kwame didn't even fucking know. You know what I'm saying? And then a lie about the other brother, who was supposed to be locked up for life. That wasn't true. So he's talking about his family is seeing this. His kids are seeing this. You know what I'm saying? For Charlamagne and these dudes that have families, you can't do that shit, man.
Yeah, you can't.
You think about your fucking family. Imagine, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, you know, Chris, think about this shit. We can sit there and talk about, all right, yo, some shit happened back in fucking, you know what I'm saying, like fucking 1994 or whatever, and I just come out and I blast you with, yeah, and that nigga did that, and your kids are seeing it like, yo,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't do that. There was no reason for him to do that shit. That's why personally I like, for me, I say that, and I get what you're saying, Chris. Where do we go from there? I don't know.
What's my kid's name? Who are my friends? See, none of those things you know, right? But in the moment that I argue with two people, the moment I argue with two other people, that's not Charlamagne.
Attention, North Carolina homeowners. Do you have one of these smart meters installed on your home? If that's the case, you can have...
Damn you, YouTube.
I get put on the Breakfast Club. I needed your help, and you knew it because you know me. You called me before. We talked before. You interviewed me before. Because I don't know. Because I snap. I'm crazy. So, you immediately knew, and you just came to the rescue to help me out. To help me, motherfucker, by saying that my father beat a woman with you know what, and my brother pow pow and then pow pow, and you, an award-winning author, a journalist for over a decade, you mean to tell me that the things that you shared about my family's past, things in which I didn't even know, sir? My mama cooking didn't say I needed that season, sir. But you knew me, and you knew I needed to hear that, and you knew the world needed to hear that, right? So you made that decision for me. Remember I told y'all, you ain't in control of your thoughts. So you made a decision for me and made it sound real nice on your radio station. Where you learned that at? How to train to talk so nice all the time. On a syndicated radio show for children to see, you said, stick it in your butt. And then you said, allegedly, don't damage my ass, don't be rough with my butt. And DJ Envy was squeezing your butt. And you asked him to lick it. And he said, don't tempt me. You fucking with my mama's son. So, Charlamagne, that funny business you started doing, I think you owe somebody something, boy. You know why? Because you still dox me in your apology. Let me tell you, because you think you smart. Raccoon face. I still see you as that raccoon. That was right before you owed somebody something. Because somebody didn't press you up. So, in my opinion, allegedly, I think so. I just snapped, like you say. And even as you tell your story, sir, you claim that you was helping me in your story. And as you tell the gory details of this murders and all these men, first of all, you say my little brother is in prison for life for a murder that he did 3 years ago, and my little brother at work. I can call him right now. So not only did you defame my little brother, his kids be home with him every day. That's the brother I was raised up with. You saying you know my sister well, that bitch, you don't know me. You never seen me a day in your motherfucking life.
It's safe to say that he definitely didn't take his apology.
It's about to come up.
he gives little fucks about his situation. So I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes, see where it goes from there.
Yeah,
You know.
I wasn't raised up around Willette and her brother. But does that mean you get the right to say that bullshit?
You might as well let it run. It ain't but
Then
5 minutes left.
into it because I heard some lawyer from Atlanta who said, yeah, Kwame would lose a defamation of character lawsuit because he didn't really say nothing about Kwame. Well, what I heard you say about Kwame, you said, see, all the men in Kwame's family is violent and they have a tendency to snap. And maybe this buzz stuff is getting to Kwame Brown. You talked towards my mental state. You said maybe this bus talk is finally getting to Kwame Brown and he might be likely to snap. How you know all that, sir? How you know all that? You sure know a lot about a man that you never talked to. You talk to everybody you claim you know that they didn't raise up around me.
When you walk up to the counter at the pharmacy, you don't want to overpay for your prescriptions. Just look up the prescription on the Single Care app, find the best price, and show the coupon to your pharmacist. Took us 10 seconds to save. Yes.
And you say it's public records, but you never looked up those public records. So just one day you forgot. You said you forgot, and it just came to me. You thought about it the other day. Something just made you think about Kwame's daddy and public records on Kwame's daddy. And you had to go on White Daddy's show and say Kwame's daddies, his brother and his brother are murderers. And then all week, I'm moving with violence. Everybody's saying this shit. Jamil Hill, all the news stations, Rob Parker, and that Brouchard pencil-faced bitch. Everybody's talking about how aggressive I am and violent I am. All the while, some light-skinned, pretty-haired bitch was offering me to his, while I said, you motherfucker said we was joking. Still think they ain't doxing me? Charlemagne, you think you smart, sir? My father, this how easy it is to beat you punk bitches. Cause you're so used to people backing down from your punk ass. And first of all, people on YouTube, give yourselves a round of applause. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Everybody who shared my live, everybody who, y'all helping that young lady, if y'all don't know it or not. Everybody who shared it, everybody who talked about it, everybody who brought up his situation, you guys are the one who got that apology. That is the only reason why he's apologized, by the way.
Yes.
Because I know that you're still doxing me, sir. See, because you didn't see that over there. When I told you I was geeky, bitch, you can't see. But Charlemagne, you from Monk's Corner, so you should know that. But you don't. Because they got you on that leash that Charlotte, they got you on that leash that Envy got his wife on. She allegedly, probably, I think, I slept about it, and I snapped. It looked like, in my mind, she probably putting her foot up your ass, punk.
Funny shit.
He had a lot to say. He had a lot of shit on his mind that he had to say.
All that to say, he said, "Fuck that fucking apology."
He did. He definitely did, and the best possible way he could. And he looked good doing it, by the way. I'm just saying.
He accepted that man apology.
I loved every second of that shit.
So let's get into the Jamel Hill factor of this situation, bro. And I feel it's only due that we start with Precious to lead us off with that situation. Allegedly, Jamel Hill said that she said, "Let me go check my tweets and shit to make sure I haven't said anything bad about him," because she said she didn't want that smoke. Only for her later to start making comments. and he dove on it. So before you get started, I'm here to tell you, Jemele Hill has been out of pocket for just as long. Well, not as long as Stephen A. Smith, but she's been out of pocket for a minute. She has not been the black athlete's best friend. Anytime we get in any little bit of trouble, or especially when it comes with another woman involved, between her, Molly Karam, and others that used to be on that show before, y'all remember the white chick that used to be on Get Up before they fired her ass because she was getting into too much shit. They always assume guilt before innocence. You know what I'm saying? So give me your feelings about Jemele Hill. You know, she claims she's woke, but I'm not buying it.
I don't feel like there's a black or white girl thing in this particular. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to say it from this perspective, right? I don't think that she wants to see, what is it? The popular word of the day is melanated men, not black men, melanated men. That's the popular word all over the internet today. I don't think that she wants to see melanated men or black men in trouble. I think that what she speaks more to is stop lending yourselves to the opportunity to be in trouble or to get caught up in situations. So now in Kwame Brown's particular situation, he had every right, I feel like, to go in. Like, he had every right to address what she said and how he felt about what she said about him. But I don't think that that's her goal in life, to just kind of go after pro athletes and throw them up under the bus. I think she's just saying from a black female perspective, or not even necessarily just a female perspective, stop putting yourself in situations where you are going to get caught up, because you can't avoid certain things. Some things the media controls, right? But then there are some things that you can control. I think that's the point that's the vein that she always speaks from, in my opinion.
Well, I disagree.
Okay.
Jemele Hill is out of pocket, bro.
She can't be. She can't be.
The person, the Jemele Hill that I loved and that I could tolerate was when she did that show on ESPN with Michael Brown. What was his name? It was called Numbers Never Lie, and then it changed to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were both. It was coming from a female. Right. It was coming from a female, Michael Smith. It was coming from a female and a male's point of view, because in my opinion, they got booted because they were too black. You know what I'm saying? We all know that's why ESPN let them go, because they were speaking.
Well, that can't be the case when they allow Shannon Sharpe to smoke Black and Miles and drink Hennessy. So we know that ain't the case.
But it is the truth. Shannon is on Fox, where they let him to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
No, they allow him to come up there and coon, because we all know what Fox is.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But they were on ESPN, two totally different networks. You know what I'm saying? But ESPN fired them because, let's just face it, they was too black. Everything they did was even when they did the videos where they did everything with black people or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then Jemele Hill started to speak out on that show, you know. And I think the beginning of the end was when she said something about Trump, and then they just couldn't have it. And I was just like, I love this sister because she's continuing to speak out against this shit, you know. But when she stopped that, bro, before she left, she was still doing these little off statements and shit, this black guy, we got to get him out of here, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to waiting to see the shit play out. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? And she joined up with that clique that I told you, bro. It was 3 of them, you know what I'm saying? And it was always, just like with the whole thing with the Ray Rice thing, they all came together. Because remember, if y'all remember closely, Jemele and Stephen A. Smith got into it one time. And then he kind of slipped it out the bag and said, I don't care if she's not taking my calls or whatever. And she told the nigga, don't call her no more or whatever, even after she left. You know, because they said that they got together and conspired with ESPN to get rid of Stephen A. Smith, which I really don't give a fuck.
Certain things like that, and any type of things that came up with black that affected us. Like she was always chiming in, but then like her stuff just started to change, and like it started being more of an attack on black men. That was just my. I don't.
Cool. Let me ask you this, right? So at some point, when do we stop calling things an attack, right? When is it like, okay, now I have this platform. I'm a black woman. You know, I'm no longer on the show with this guy. Like I have a platform and I can actually speak to my people and they can hear me. Like at what point do you change it from like, I'm pro-black, but like, hold up, black people, I am pro-black. I'm black all day, every day. Everybody can see that. However, let me speak to you about why we're being viewed the way that we're being viewed. And then how do we not necessarily change, because we don't have to necessarily change the perception for other people, just that there are some times where we place ourselves in situations that don't necessarily have to be.
A lot of the situations I know personally that she was involved with.
My fault.
Didn't even certain
we know, and I'm excited for it.
Bro, I hit the motherfucking airplane mode by mistake.
Yeah, but go ahead, say cool.
I was like, wow, y'all niggas frozen, bro.
A lot of situations that she was involved in didn't need. It wasn't that it needed for her to change a narrative or anything. Sometimes, you know, just like with anything else, when you have this platform, right, and people are looking at you.
Hey, all right. Go ahead, Seiko. Sorry about that. Jamel Hill.
Now, but like Seiko was saying, like using her platform, like for me personally, I don't think as a sportscaster, you can't jump on every topic. Like you can't jump on every fucking thing. Like some things you gotta be like, I'm just leave that shit alone. But motherfuckers be trying to get on every motherfucking horse that's fucking galloping, and then this motherfucking horse wasn't having it. He bucking, and that's what's happening. You can't jump on every fucking horse, and now he probably about to make a damn a little. It's about to make a little what's the right word? Like he's about to start a little path for other niggas to come out and be like, yo, y'all niggas been talking about me too. Like fuck you. Like really, look at the shit I've been doing in the community. Like niggas don't talk about that. And that's why what Kwame
did. That's why what Kwame did is so necessary. Because now other people gonna be like, I don't have to be silent when y'all talk shit. When you say the wrong thing, I'm gonna come back with you shit about you. Man, Stephen A probably got so much shit that's
Stephen
known
A been
about
fucking
him, bro.
with girls and shit.
And
he probably fuck with dudes too.
You don't need a major platform. Yeah. And that's the key thing. That's the key thing. They don't need a major platform.
Stephen A, but see, if you know about anything about Stephen A, he tries to keep his private life so completely unknown. Like he got kids, but don't nobody know what their names are. He supposedly he's married, but nobody ever seen the woman and don't know what her name is. He don't put none of them in his videos. I'm not saying he has to, because that's how you protect your family. But sometimes when people do that shit, it's because they do so much bullshit that they don't want the people that they love and in their households to fall victim to their bullshit.
That's him all day.
Yeah. So
well, I mean, to his defense, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
And if we
don't
found out
really
he's
know
got a white wife,
besides Jalen Rose,
it will all make sense.
No, think about this now. Think about this. Besides Jalen Rose, how many motherfucking sportscasters they family? They don't do that because sports is dangerous. They don't do that. If you think about it, because when you said that just now, I started thinking about it. I don't know. Most of them don't put their family out there at all. The real sportscasters. Yeah, real sport. I'm not talking about ex-players because people know their family. I'm talking about motherfuckers like Kenny Mayne. You know who Kenny Mayne wife is? Kenny Mayne been on that shit but Kenny Mayne been on there 20-something years. Nobody know who Kenny. You don't know his wife. You don't know his kids. Motherfuckers don't be trying to put their family out there because people get real crazy about sports. You know how to say cool. You a Raiders fan. You know motherfuckers put a hit on your head behind a touchdown like on some bullshit. For come see your family and like just shit like that. I think that might be it too. That might be it too. They might have good PR guys and say, hey, you don't want to put your family, like don't talk about your family like that. Because most sportscasters don't even talk about their family. I didn't think about this. Stephen A. Smith He started to once he started getting sick.
I don't know who Stuart A. Smith is, but
I mean Stuart Scott, whatever. Stuart Scott. My bad. My bad.
Damn, you disrespected that.
God damn, I done added two niggas together. But yeah, Stuart Scott. He started talking about his family like once he started getting sick. But early on,
he was doing that shit. Other big ass glass. I just had to throw that.
I mean, we know who Stuart's family. He advertised his daughters for a minute.
They weren't in the limelight till he started getting sick.
Stuart was loved by everybody though. He ain't have no beef.
Nobody.
Sports was different back then. Sports wasn't about the money.
It was the
Stuart Scott was also politically correct.
Niggas wasn't getting the money. Niggas wasn't getting the money they're getting now, and to be able to say he's not worth that. Back then, sports was just called across the board.
But the difference too, I mean, I guess I would say with the difference too with that is like for Stewart, he did what he did and didn't. He didn't need. They didn't have to bring the smoke for him because he wasn't bringing the smoke at them. He was able to do journalism.
He said what he said.
Journalism the right way.
It was all about positivity.
Listen though, if Stuart Scott, that's his name, right? If he was casting today, he would have to cast the way today is. When he was casting back then, athletes were not getting paid what they were getting paid, and then across the board, like you can't really say nobody was a bust back in the day. You know what I mean? Because across the board, niggas wasn't coming out of high school. Niggas was coming like 4 years out of college. Niggas was like, you got Lou House, you got Big Boy. Like he was broadcasting like Ewan and Jordan. Like, come on, man. Like them niggas, Ewan was the first nigga to get a million. Like, think about it. And look how long ago that fucking was.
Hey, Chris, let me tell you something.
Like early
Can I speak to that for a second? Let me also speak to that.
When Stewart passed though?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Like 3 years ago.
Like, Stewart was in like mid 2000, right?
Oh,
let me see.
It hadn't been that long.
It's only been like 3 years.
Past
it's been way longer.
3 years now.
3 years.
Well, I've been here for 8.
Okay,
so
4.
When I first moved here, so not that long ago. We were within the past 5, 6.
Listen, man. If you know anything about ESPN, before Precious goes, right? Their entire model is after what Stuart Scott did, bro. The way that they act, the way that they monologue when they doing highlights and shit like that, they cooler than the other side of the pillow and all. They stole his entire act.
Well, you got to steal somebody act.
And they've tried to apply it to the white guys and the white women on that show. It doesn't work well for them. Bro, look, if that man was still living and healthy, Stephen A. Smith wouldn't be the guy that he is now. Stephen A. Smith gets paid a lot of money because he will do whatever they ask him to.
So that's the part that I want to speak to. You have to understand too, unfortunately, journalism and media, mass communications are moving with the times. And what are the times? Everybody has an opinion. We have a whole podcast. So do all of these other people. It's really just kind of opinion, right? So you kind of got to stay, I guess, like, and I'm not defending any of this BS that he does because it's real bullshit. But the other part to that is you got to stay relevant somehow, right? Stephen A. Smith has a job to do at the end of the day. Like I keep saying, they got a job to do, right? So he's going to go on. He's going to kowtow. He's going to coon step. He's going to do all of that.
But Precious, he knew what that job was before they cut the check.
But the job wasn't that at first. Not when Stephen A. Smith is old as hell.
When people say shit like he got a job to do, it makes it sound like he's just doing his job. No. He knew he had to coon before he got the check.
But so he gonna say no to the check, so he don't have to.
But it worked out for him because he's always happy that shit anyway.
Because round about what time you gonna tell your boss, no, fuck that, I ain't coming into this job because I'm not kowtowing today.
ESPN uses him because they get Stephen A. to say the dumb shit that white people want to say on that show, and it's like, how mad can black people get if he's the one that's saying it? You know what I'm saying? He's always saying shit like, I don't give a damn what people think. And blah, 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 blah. Man, look, white people.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
They can't say that shit when it comes to black people. And Stephen A. is like, every time he angers me when he goes, I'm the black man of the show. Y'all don't know my pain. Nigga, you don't know no pain either.
That's why Kwame was saying, y'all saying exactly what y'all zaddy telling y'all to say. And that's all of them.
See, the biggest thing with Stephen A.
Exactly what they want him. They tell us what they gonna say what they want them to say.
This is the biggest thing that people got with Stephen A. Smith too. He's a tough guy on TV. He says he ain't gonna be, he wants to fight people. Tell me where you are, I'll meet you. Blah, blah, blah. So when a motherfucker challenges him, which Kwame did, said let's meet out in Oregon or some shit, it just be me and you. This motherfucker has scared Stephen A. so badly until he completely keeps Kwame Brown out of his mouth now. Now, if y'all want to go back in the time about all the black athletes that's had a problem with Stephen A. Smith, shit, him, motherfucking,
and Stephen A. just came
Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens can't stand him.
He just came for LeBron too about the vaccine, right?
Yeah, Stephen A. says whatever, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just like he don't give a shit who he offends. But if you watch closely, he doesn't come for white people. He doesn't.
And that's exactly what Kwame was saying with all these motherfuckers. They don't. They follow what Zaddy say.
Chris,
yes, sir.
Did you hear the story about? You hear every time when a black person put their hand on their wife or it's a fight, right? Did you hear the story about the dude that played with the Seattle Seahawks just a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, or whatever? Beat the shit out of his black girlfriend. Mangled her face. Precious. I know y'all heard about this story.
The white guy.
Mangled her face.
Mm-hmm.
You know why you don't know about it, Chris? Because they didn't talk about it.
Well, Jamel Hill,
Jamel Hill ain't on TV.
That's true. But she touched it. She did. And that was Kwame's argument as well. If we had let the video run, he did touch that. Like, you didn't say anything about this dude. You didn't, they damn near forced you to talk about this dude. So he did address that in that video. So, you know, I encourage people to go back and watch the response to the apology, because I feel like he's well within his rights to feel the way that he feels. I think that Kwame is doing what's best for him. He doesn't have anything to lose. You know what I mean? Like, in this particular juncture, he doesn't have anything to lose, but everything to gain.
And hey, look, man, that's one of the problems with the situation is when someone has nothing to lose. I mean, we've always been taught throughout life, man, that's the worst person to deal with is a person that has absolutely nothing to lose. You're going to catch that fire every time, bro. You know what I'm saying? So,
right now.
All right, so let's get into the situation, which probably started the situation when Kwame came after, what do you call him, Becky with the good hair, and Steven Jackson from All the Smoke podcast. And since then, I think both of them have apologized. At least I know I saw apologize from Stack. It really wasn't no fucking apologize. It really wasn't an apology. He just kind of said some shit, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I think he might have made it worse because now, from what I'm reading, the Bloods is on his ass now because he pretty much said that was the lowest point of his life, so they ain't feeling that statement. And Matt Barnes, Becky with the good hair, man. So with them being some of the main culprits to this shit, with them being some of the main culprits of the situation, say cool. How do you feel about that situation with them, bro? Where they, you know, because they've been out of pocket for real.
Yeah, I mean, it was just wrong. I mean, like I said, from the beginning, the whole thing. I mean, at least from when I was privy to it, you know, it started with, you know, an interview with what's it, Jenny Buss or whoever the Buss chick.
Yeah, he came out to her too.
Jenny Buss.
But they start, you know, but she didn't give no shot. She didn't really take no shots at them. She basically was saying, the people that they made so whatever trade that was made, she was like, you know, they got rid of, got rid of Mark, got rid of Kwame, and them dudes was in the back like, you got rid of Mark. You know what I'm saying? Like, shitting on Kwame, like, whatever, you got rid of Mark. Like, Kwame wasn't shit. And they kept saying, they said it a couple times. It's like, you could just let it go. Like, there was no reason for it. And they just kept saying it. And then, you know, And I mean, everybody listen. Like when you got a show, especially you got to, and especially a show like that, smoke. They know you coming with shit. So if my name come up on that shit, and I'm somebody or I was somebody, I'm gonna feel a kind of way too. You know what I'm saying? And he heard it. He was pissed, and he addressed it like a man. And basically, and his, people could talk about his verbiage or whatever, but he really was like, yo, he was pissed, but he basically was trying to tell these clowns like, yo, there's no reason for you to assault another black man. Like, don't come at another black man like that. We shouldn't be doing that to each other. You know what I'm saying? If the white man want to do this stupid shit, let them do it. We shouldn't do it to each other.
Right.
And that's all he kept saying. And no matter what, however people look at what he was saying, and as it got further, like if you really listen to what he's saying, the same thing all the way through.
You talking about Stacks?
Kwame.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Kwame is saying the same shit all the way through.
I thought you were saying Stacks because Stacks was trying to take his words and trying to apply those same words to his situation. But look, man, this is the thing. Look, just add to what you say. I'm let you continue. But look, my question is this. People say it's never too late. Well, the timing of the apologies, were they too late with the apologies? Because sometimes people just, look, you got to get the shit back the way you give it out. You got to just deal with it and take that out.
Yeah, it's
because what I heard more than just the basketball, I heard Steven Jackson and Mama with the white girl with the good hair. What I heard them over basketball, I heard them pretty much say we're better people than you.
Yeah, and
because we got a show and we played basketball longer and we made money, and to me it didn't sound just like just basketball with them dudes. Because it was like, oh, now he getting all the attention.
But listen to that.
It's not going to last. Why do y'all do a podcast? Because y'all want attention.
And Kwame, and that's what Kwame kept saying. He said, yo, y'all joke on me. It's about basketball. Right. He's bringing them real life shit. He said, y'all can talk about the basketball shit with me. All right, yeah, y'all say I was a bust, y'all whatever. You know what I'm saying? The circumstances that he was brought into was fucked up. He was brought in there. He was supposed to have been. He came in, was supposed to have been traded, wasn't traded. Had to deal with Jordan. Jordan shitting on him. A lot of shit. I mean, like that shit will fuck a lot of motherfuckers up. You know what I'm saying? You look at a lot of sports, any sport. You see how they be like, oh, a quarterback got, they came out and they were like number one and they fucked up because the system they came into, the people they came around or whatever. So that was Kwame. Like Kwame was a top dude. You're not the top fucking number one pick for nothing. Mm-hmm. So he obviously had something. And the system wasn't right. Jordan is Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like Chris said earlier, Jordan, he done hurt a lot and fucked up a lot of people's shit. You know what I'm saying? So we talking about
Kwame. It ain't just been Kwame.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? So now but you dealing with Kwame at 18 years old. He was fucking niggas up that was old.
No, Sekou, he was 17 at the time.
Well, it makes it even worse. But I say, like, you're a kid. This is a kid that came in to a mess up situation that allegedly was supposed to be traded, and Jordan wasn't trying to give up the pieces to trade him for him.
Because he's supposed to get traded with Elton Brand. Elton Brand was supposed to be a part of that trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they was on some bullshit. They didn't want to give nothing else on the trade. And so he ended up having to stay there, and especially Jordan being bullheaded, he wasn't trying to fucking help out the Bulls. Mm-hmm. So he was like, fuck them, and he ended up fucking Kwame over, ultimately. You know what I'm saying? And
that's when it spiraled. He was just in a spiral at that point.
It went from there. He still played for years, but he wasn't able to be who he should have been.
He earned $60 million at the end of his career. So
yeah. So
a bust don't make that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? So, Chris, how you feel about that with the show with them?
Well,
I love it. Just for the record, before you get started, I never liked Matt Barnes or Steven Jackson. They two phony ass dudes, and you would have thought with everything that's going on with them between your boy and why he attacked them with Derek Fisher fucking his wife and Stacks with all the shit he's been involved in. Believe it or not, Stacks was actually on a show on Fox once with on Undisputed, where he told these dudes that no, it wasn't Undisputed. It was with Whitlock before he got fired, Fat Boy, and he said if white people grew up in my neighborhood, no, he said black people are taking the N-word too heavy. He said if white people grew up in his neighborhood around him his whole life, it was okay for them to say nigga.
Where he from?
This is Steven Jackson. Look it up on YouTube. He said it was okay for anybody that grew up around him to say nigga, even if they wasn't black.
Where he from?
I think from like Texas, ain't it? Something like Texas or something like that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, Texas, first of all, Texas is where Juneteenth was. So I mean, that's the last place motherfucking they had them fucking slaves. So they still got that mentality down there. They think it's acceptable to, you know what I'm saying, to mix and mingle with that bullshit, especially that type of lingo. Well, and that don't surprise me with Stephen A. One thing, I mean, Stephen Jackson. One thing I didn't know, and what Kwame brought to light was that he was like, yo, he said, you know, he'd been playing with Stephen Jackson for a minute, and he was like, once he ran up into the stands with Ron Artest, and I didn't think about it. He was like, once he said he just turned into he like created that persona. He's like, Steve ain't never been like that. He was like, that ain't never been the type of dude.
He's a wannabe tough guy, bro.
But to get on the subject, like Kwame,
Port Arthur, Texas.
Kwame said he said that he texted them or called them, right? And was like, yo, bro, you know what I'm saying? That shit y'all saying, you know, what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? I got kids, you know what I'm saying? That shit can potentially make me lose money, yada, 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 right? He said Stephen A. Jackson was like, yo, nigga, this is jokes, man. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Nah, you don't joke like that.
He was like, what? He was like, what? Like, he said, I'm telling you. He was like, yo, we joke like we joke with everybody like that, bro. He's like, yo, that's the name of the show. Come on, man, stop playing. And so he was like, okay, cool. That's how we joking then. Bet. So he took it to another level. And I mean, let me tell you something. I'm a firm believer in you get whatever motherfucker give you if you the first person to start giving it.
I don't give a fuck out there, bro.
I don't give a fuck what it is. See, motherfucker be like, if you pinch me, but then I punch you dead in your motherfucking face, I don't have to pinch you back. You shouldn't have fucking touched me. See, that's the thing. Motherfuckers don't understand. Leave a motherfucker alone, and then you try to dictate their response. You can't dictate nobody's response. You should have left that motherfucking man alone. Now that he's responding, so that's the problem. You've been fucking with this man for 20 years. Now that he's barking back, he's supposed to be crazy or he's supposed to be violent. And see, that was Jamel Hill's argument, that he was violent. You know, when you look up the word violent means physical. I mean, he wasn't violent at all.
So he was violent with the words that he spoke.
Right. Like, I mean, he was aggressive, which most black people speak.
So Malcolm X was violent.
Right, but I'm just saying he was aggressive. I mean, most people speak with that type of vernacular or just when their emotions are high. I mean, that's just anybody. It doesn't even have to be black. It's anybody, but that's just that's just common. But he wasn't, you know, he was upset and rightfully so. But he didn't come at nobody like he wanted no hands and nothing like that. They the ones can't act like they wanted the hands, but really no, they didn't really want the hands once they really found out who the fuck he was. You know what I'm saying? Mother, that's why it's good. It's not good to fuck with motherfuckers you really don't know. You know what I'm saying? They ain't realized this nigga got, you know what I'm saying, he got family members that, you know, that nigga got people in prison. I done been to prison. I know how that shit, bruh. Listen, motherfuckers don't be playing with you like that, bruh. Motherfuckers will come see you. On some you know, like for real, it's motherfuckers really don't have shit to lose. Like, bro, who you playing with, bro? Because see, what they don't realize is that this man retired everybody in his family, so he got a lot of people that really, really look up to him. Like that. I mean, that's that not motherfucker, not that fuckery shit that you see a lot of athletes. They get money and then you see motherfucking family members struggling, and you know what I'm saying, motherfucker doing this, that, and third. But you could tell by this man interviews, the man's a family man. Man, talk about his kids, man. You know, he really concerned about how his kids perceive him as a man, as a black man, especially in the world we live in today. Like, how can you, in the world we live in today, as a commentator, be calling any black man anything less than a professional athlete who's doing his job. And if he's not playing up to a standard that the team or a standard that the I guess the masses expect him to play to, then there's a way to dignity, there's a way to express his play, and let the man keep his dignity. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times motherfuckers be taking niggas through the ring and talk about extra shit. They don't got shit to do with it. I seen Stephen A. Smith call for motherfuckers jobs. Like, he done call for the coaching job. He needs to be fired. Like, how can you tell, like, bruh, white or black, like, how can you say a motherfucker need to lose how they make their money, bruh? Who the fuck are you, bruh?
I really don't give a shit about what he said about white people.
You know what I mean?
But he's calling for a lot of different black coaches' jobs, where he claims to be the guy who's always vouching for black coaching jobs. But how could you ever get on ESPN and say any black man in sports should be fired?
I agree with
He's
that.
Just
but let's take it even further, bro. How can you if you just call the game, call the sports, do the plays? How can you ask for anybody, any ethnicity to have their job taken? That makes no sense. That's not your place. You're not there you're there to critique how the players play. You're there to critique how they coach. You're not there to give no motherfucking advice to front office. Like, who the fuck are you, bro? Like, come on, man, that's too far. Like, but then when people start lobbying and say, hey, Stephen A. Smith need to have his motherfucking job taken because the shit he's saying about people, yada, 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 then they wrong. No, motherfuckers ain't wrong, because you calling for people job all the time.
Hey, Chris, it'll come back. It's this. Look, man, that energy you put out in the world, bro, it comes back. You know what I'm saying? And Stephen A. One day, unfortunately, he's gonna fall hard, man, because the very black people that he shit on, I feel like he's gonna be in a situation one day where he's got to see those people again. You know what I'm saying? So look, man, I guess to close this out, man, starting with Precious, man, what should we as people, what's the big takeaway from all this? What should we learn from this?
So, ultimately, it kind of says to me, like, do unto others and do unto others. Like, you wouldn't want somebody sitting around, like, having general conversation about, things that may or may not have traumatized you as a kid. And that doesn't have anything to do with your status at this point. That's just being human. That's just humanity in general. Like, we're all human. We all have a past. And I think that, I think Kwame was speaking from the vein of, I don't even really think he was speaking from the vein of, I'm an ex-basketball player and this was my career. I think he was speaking from a very human
screen stuck
space. Say what?
Oh, now you back.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, I think he was, speaking from a very human place. Like, like, you hurt a lot of people just trying to go after me. And it was like, you did it for what? Like, for clout? Like, what at which point did you just sit down one day and decide, oh, I'm gonna go after Kwame Brown because that's just what I'm gonna do today? Like, I think he was speaking from a very hurt place. And I still think, like, him going after the people that he's going after, like, let me show you how words hurt. Like, we're already going through enough as a people, but let me show you how we contribute to how we tear each other down. And I think he's well within his rights to do so.
Stay cool, man. What should we learn from all this?
Leave motherfuckers alone.
Bad.
The bottom line, like, it was brought up earlier. You treat somebody a certain way, is gonna come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you treat people right, 9 out of 10 they gonna treat you right. You treat people like shit, it's gonna come back to you. You know what I'm saying? So, there's no reason, like he said so many times, like, just leave my fucking name out your mouth. If his name was left out of their mouth, we wouldn't be talking about this. And once again, like I said, and to talk about him in the way they talk about him, and and the fact that they don't think about when you're talking about somebody, you don't think about the other people that hear or see this or the stuff. You know what I mean? For him, a big thing for him was his kids, his family, but mainly his kids to hear this slander and this bull. He had to deal with this bullshit for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? But he had thick skin. He was able to deal with it, obviously. But when you out there now, shit is coming up for no fucking reason, and now your kids are being introduced to negativity about their father, and their grandfather. And
now he got to answer questions. He don't even.
Yeah, like because I mean that, like honestly, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Stephen A. Yeah, he's fucked up. Becky with the good hair, all that shit was fucked up. But Charles a fucking man. And that's why, Chris, like I just said, the apology, I couldn't accept it. I just, and I understand, what you're saying, where do you go from there? I couldn't accept that apology because he didn't have to go there. It had nothing to do with him. It had absolutely nothing. He had nothing to do with that situation. He pulled it upon himself to come in and defend his friends. And in defending his friends, he put this man's history out there. Some shit that he may not even fucking know, and part of it was a fucking lie. So that's some shit you just don't fucking do. And then you got people talking about that Kwame's defaming his character. No, nigga, you raped a bitch. Pardon my language. You raped this young child back in 2001, and you got off of it because of the powers that be.
Allegedly,
huh?
Allegedly,
allegedly, whatever the fuck it is. But I mean, the way everything is showing, it happened.
You just say he didn't do it.
So, you sit there and you make fun about, giving girls Spanish flies and shit and all this. He done put himself out there way too many times.
Said a lot of crazy shit.
He done put himself out there way too many times because he felt he's untouchable. You know what I'm saying? So when you started your career at age 22, and your people was able to get you off of a alleged rape case, you're untouchable. His you know what I'm saying? Once again, he comes from the school of Wendy. He was tutored by Wendy, which is another one I can't fucking stand. But that's who you was tutored by.
Yep.
So he came in under that school, and you learned that at an early age that shit don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Whoever the fuck got your back. You good. And now in for what, he's our age, right? So you in the late 40s, and you just like fuck it. I'm untouchable. Because you should have stayed the fuck out of it. Like, we wouldn't be talking about Charlemagne not one fucking bit. Like, me personally, I'd be talking about the positive shit I've been watching. I'm watching The Breakfast Club. I'm learning shit on watching the stock dude. I'm watching fucking my man Matt on the shit. I'm watching the Earn Your Leisure dudes. I'm watching, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm learning, there's so many different things on there that you're learning. Positive shit on there. And you fucking turn around and be a dumbass and step your foot into shit that you ain't got shit to do with. Now they're fucking you up. Shut the fuck up.
That goes for DJ Envy too.
I'm not going to spend time with him. It's all the same. It's all in the same.
I'm not going to spend time with him.
Yeah, it's all in the same.
Chris, what should we learn from all this?
Y'all don't fuck with The Breakfast Club, bro. I see that shit.
I used to. I don't really fuck with them.
You heard what I just said? I watched them. I watch them regularly. All the niggas on there. I'm telling you, I just ran off about half the fucking people that be on their show all the time. Right. I learned a lot of shit from them. Yeah, but shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Just shut the fuck up when it just keep doing your show. Do what you got to do. There's no reason for him to come at somebody on a personal level and has nothing to do with you.
Chris Dub.
Shit. Yeah. What? What
should we learn from all of this?
Man. Well, one thing I hope that the media learns from all of this is to put some respect on athletes when you're commentating and when you're speaking about them, and be cognizant of the effect, like you guys was like, just to piggyback on what both of you said, you know, just be aware of the effect. It's a ripple effect because, you know, you don't know who hears these things, and you don't know if an athlete can take this stuff. I mean, you know, everyone's not mature enough to take certain things, and like,
They don't care, Chris.
huh?
They don't care.
Yeah, I know they don't care. And but you know, one thing about Kwame was that a lot of people don't know the dude was smart. Like he was an honor student. Like he was going on a full scholarship anyway to college if he went and picked number one. I didn't even know that shit until, you know, just following his story, man. So shit is deep. There's a lot of athletes like Kwame that we don't even talk about that have similar stories that we may say didn't pan out or a bust, but we don't follow that story. We don't know if they took NBA money, that draft money, because you know when you get drafted high, you get some money off gate. They took that money and invested it, or may have businesses and maybe are pillars in their community. And what we thinking on a level of fans, we're only thinking of what they do on the field or on the court, but it's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? And so we as people and commentators have to be aware and cognizant of how we look at these athletes and how we just not just athletes, just how we look at people in general. Just like being able to be a little bit more. I've taken from this situation for me to like. I'm always trying to be a better person. You know what I'm saying? I'm always trying to enhance myself. I'm always because I'm you know, I got a good woman in my place. I got a 4-year-old. I'm always trying to be a good father. And so, you know, I learned by my own mistakes. And I got I got my 23-year-old, I got my 28-year-old, and I'm always striving to be a better guy. And so I look at this situation for me to just take it and be a better person as far as the way I approach individuals, the way I interact with individuals, just to have a little bit more compassion for people because you don't know their story. Sometimes we just hear shit about what people say about people and we piggyback on that bullshit. And that's a perception we got until we actually talk to that person. So I'm going to take it upon myself to be a little bit more personable with individuals. I want to be more personable with my kids, with my lady, you know, just in general with y'all, you know what I'm saying? So I this is what I really have. I'm taking out of this with the Kwame shit because I feel the brother because I know how it is to be when somebody can talk about you, you know what I'm saying? And you don't know if your kids hear that bullshit. So that's what I took, bro. Love y'all too.
Oh, that was kind.
You're on mute, Twan. Unmute.
To wrap it up, for me, man. So like everybody's been talked about in their lifetime, and everybody knows how it feels. And especially when somebody talks behind your back, somebody that you trusted or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
it's easy. It's easy for
it's my 23-year-old.
What's going on?
All right, bro.
What up, man?
To meet you, dog. All right, that's Christian. Sorry about that. All right, be good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. That's good for the show, bro.
Yeah, let that rock. Let that rock.
So like I said, everybody knows what it feels like to be talked about, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. It doesn't feel good. The things that I'm taking away from the situation is this. When it comes to Stephen A. Smith, when it comes to Matt Barnes, Stacks, Charlamagne the God, I think about all these black dudes have platforms. And all these black dudes could have invited this dude on this show, talk to him about what's going on in his life, try to figure out ways to help him out. Do you need any help? Because that seems to be anemic with the black community, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We're teaching our kids and our sons and daughters to be ballers, to be bad bitches, to make money by any means necessary and not care about everybody else. We're not teaching kids to be the best. We're teaching them to want to be better. You know what I'm saying? And any one of these dudes could have invited this man to their platforms, but they chose instead to talk shit about him. You know what I'm saying? And demean him, opposed to trying to help him. And all of them so happen to claim to be that type of guy, probably except Charlamagne. You feel me? As someone who's dealt with anxiety and depression in his life, which is me, I commend Kwame at the end of the day because he had to deal with this, as Sekou said, for 20 fucking years. And usually when most people have to deal with something for 20 years, they jump off bridges and shit. They kill themselves. And let's be honest with each other. If Kwame took his life from all the shit he had to deal with, how many of these same guys will be on their platforms going, sorry, we lost him. He was a good guy, blah, blah, blah. That shit's phony to me, bro. It's phony. I'm going to end it with just saying, look, man, watch what you say about people, even when they're not in your presence. If you don't fuck with them, you just don't fuck with them. You know, but downing people for your gain doesn't work, man. It's time to fucking grow up. It's time to grow up. It's time to fucking grow up, man. You know what I'm saying? People got kids out here now, bro. Nobody wants to explain to their kids why mommy and daddy's getting called something that they are not. And so I understand Chris' passion as a father, and Sekou's passion as a father, and Precious's passion as a female.
What?
We all have a heart, bro.
It's stupid.
Yeah. We all have a heart.
What? Oh God.
You know what?
Oh God.
Don't even worry about it, Chris.
So
I got you on the next show.
So let's say, hey, look, man, look.
Look,
all seriousness.
You don't want this smoke, Christian. I keep telling you, all right.
All I'm saying is
you don't want this smoke, and you keep
we serious. But I was like,
gunning for it. You keep gunning for it, but you don't want this smoke for real.
Hey, look, man, treat people how you want to be treated, man. Never scared. We out, man.
On it.
My God.
All right, y'all.
Yeah. Fire and brimstone. The anointing. Yo, straight up and down. Black music. Yo. Black ACGs on Louis Vuitton. Yo, I'm feeling quite right tonight, y'all. Big Capadon, still low in the cut. The gold fronts on, chilling out. Ladies loving me. My stock's bugging me out. I'm on the paper chase. Stay fly, Henny the waist. Pistol on the waist. I ain't trying to catch another case. Up on the tour bus, Theodore unit. Entrepreneur status, the big baddest. Family matters. We blowing, listening to Gladys. Soul babies with the 18 karat salad gold rings. Smash BB Kings, annihilate clubs out of state. Cappuccino the great, my nigga Ghostface, we stay laced. Brother letters with the rugby hats, we where the thugs be at. Clubs react, niggas wanna be us. We G'd up, back on the block, read up. Chicks talking, wild niggas hawking. Tell your story walking.